Vegan and plant-based nutrition, a new chapter in the way we nourish ourselves. Picture this, a woman in her early 60s, once struggling with joint pain, fatigue, and rising blood pressure, now waking up each morning with renewed energy, glowing skin, and the ability to move without pain. She hasn't found a magic pill. She's simply changed what she puts on her plate and, more importantly, how she thinks about food. That's the quiet revolution happening around the world. Vegan and plant-based eating are no longer fringe concepts reserved for environmentalists or yogis. They've become a cornerstone of modern nutrition science, a pathway not only to preventing disease, but often reversing it. In the last 10 years, we've seen an undeniable rise in plant-powered living. From the shelves of your local grocery store to the recommendations of forward-thinking doctors, plant-based nutrition has taken center stage. And for good reason. Study after study, from institutions like Harvard, Mayo Clinic, and the American College of Cardiology, has shown that a diet built around plants can reduce inflammation, lower cholesterol, stabilize blood sugar, improve gut health, and even extend your lifespan. But here's the truth that rarely gets highlighted enough. This way of eating isn't just about what's removed, meat, dairy, processed fats. It's about what's added back into our lives. It's about vitality, clarity, lightness, control, and for many, a feeling of coming home to a version of themselves they thought was long gone. This isn't just a diet. It's a quiet rebellion against decades of overprocessed food, of pills instead of prevention, of calories over consciousness. A well-designed vegan or plant-based lifestyle teaches us to eat with intention, to listen to our bodies, to see food not as a source of guilt or restriction, but as information, as fuel, as medicine. And yes, this shift often starts with something simple, like swapping a steak for lentils or butter for avocado. But soon it moves deeper. You start noticing how your mind clears after lunch, how your stomach no longer feels bloated, how your energy stays consistent and your cravings begin to fade. You sleep better, your skin changes, your labs improve, and you realize this is more than food. This is transformation. In this guide, we'll walk through the key elements of vegan and plant-based nutrition, what it is, how it works in the body, what nutrients to pay attention to, and the profound health benefits backed by science. We'll also look at the myths, the challenges, and the beautiful success stories of real people who chose this path, not because they had to, but because they wanted to live more fully. Because the question isn't, why go plant-based? The real question is, what might your life look like if you did? Vegan versus plant-based. Why the distinction matters. In today's health-conscious world, you've probably heard the words vegan and plant-based thrown around like they mean the same thing. But dig a little deeper and you'll find that they come from very different roots, both literally and philosophically. A vegan lifestyle is rooted in ethics. It's a commitment that goes beyond food. Vegans avoid all animal-derived products, not only meat, fish, and dairy, but also eggs, honey, leather, wool, and even certain cosmetics. For many, it's a stand against animal cruelty, environmental degradation, and industrial farming. It's not just what they put on their plate, it's a full-body, full-life philosophy. On the other hand, plant-based eaters may not share the same ethical commitment, but they do share the desire for a cleaner, more nourishing plate. Plant-based eating is about prioritizing plants, fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and seeds, as the foundation of your meals. While some may still include the occasional egg or piece of cheese, the focus stays squarely on plants for their healing, energizing power. And whether you're 100% vegan, 80% plant-based, or simply exploring the path, one truth remains clear. Shifting your diet toward whole, vibrant, unprocessed plant foods can profoundly transform your health from the inside out. Broccoli, the nutritional power of plants, nature's true medicine. We often think of medicine as something that comes in a bottle, but nature has always offered us its own powerful remedies. right in our gardens, markets, and kitchens. When you focus your diet around whole, living plants, you're tapping into a rich supply of nutrients that no processed food can compete with. Let's break down the incredible components that make plants the most healing foods on Earth. 1. Fiber, the silent defender. Here's a sobering truth. More than 95% of Americans don't get enough fiber each day, and that's a big deal. Fiber isn't just about staying regular, it's the foundation of a thriving gut and a balanced metabolism. Only plants contain dietary fiber, and its roles are wide-reaching. Feeds your beneficial gut bacteria, improving immunity, mood, and digestion. Helps regulate blood sugar, reducing insulin spikes and crashes. Binds to cholesterol, naturally lowering LDL levels. Supports healthy elimination, reducing risk for colon cancer and bloating. No fiber equals no real fuel for your inner ecosystem. Every bite of beans, berries, or broccoli is a gift to your gut. 2. Phytochemicals and antioxidants, your cellular bodyguards. Plants are living chemists. Every color, flavor, and aroma comes from thousands of natural compounds, many of which act as defenders against chronic disease. Some of the most studied include polyphenols, found in berries, tea, and dark chocolate, fight inflammation and improve brain health. Carotenoids, from carrots, sweet potatoes, kale, support vision and immune function. Flavonoids, from apples, onions, citrus, protect your heart and fight oxidative stress. These compounds neutralize free radicals, protect your DNA, and may even help slow aging at the cellular level. 3. Essential micronutrients, the unsung heroes. Forget expensive supplements. Many of the vitamins and minerals your body needs daily are found in humble plant foods. Magnesium, from leafy greens and legumes, vital for nerve, muscle, and immune health. Potassium, found in bananas, potatoes, beans, helps regulate blood pressure and heart rhythm. Folate, in lentils, asparagus, spinach, essential for DNA repair and cognitive function. Vitamin C and E, found in bell peppers, nuts, seeds, act as potent antioxidants and skin protectors. And in a world where chronic disease, inflammation, and fatigue are rampant, embracing plant-powered eating isn't just a diet. It's a strategic return to what the human body was designed to thrive on. Coming up next, we'll explore how a well-balanced plant-based diet supports heart health, reduces inflammation, and may even reverse conditions like diabetes or hypertension, step by step, story by story. The transformative health benefits of a plant-based diet. When people hear plant-based, many think it's just about salads and smoothies. But this lifestyle is far more powerful than that. Backed by decades of peer-reviewed research and real-world transformations, a whole food, plant-centered diet can do more than improve your labs. It can rebuild your health from the inside out. Here's how. 1. A stronger, smarter heart. Plant-based diets are a cornerstone of cardiovascular protection. Naturally low in saturated fat and cholesterol and rich in anti-inflammatory nutrients, they've been shown to lower LDL cholesterol, often without medication. Improve arterial function, making blood flow more flexible and efficient. Reduce risks of stroke and heart attack, even in patients with existing heart disease. In fact, researchers from institutions like the American Heart Association and Cleveland Clinic have found that people following plant-based diets can actually reverse early-stage heart disease through nutrition alone. Blood sugar. 2. Better naturally. Type 2 diabetes isn't just about sugar. It's deeply tied to insulin resistance, chronic inflammation, and fat buildup in cells. A diet rich in legumes, whole grains, greens, and nuts improves insulin sensitivity, helps regulate blood sugar more consistently, reduces inflammatory markers associated with diabetes. A large meta-analysis in JAMA Internal Medicine confirmed that individuals eating predominantly plant-based had a 34% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. 3. Weight loss without the math. No counting calories, no portioning tiny meals, just real food and results. Plant-based meals are often naturally lower in calories but high in fiber and nutrients, more satisfying thanks to water content and fiber, free of processed, addictive foods that drive overconsumption. Many patients lose weight effortlessly with improved energy and fewer cravings simply by switching the quality of what's on their plate. 5. A happier gut. If you're struggling with bloating, acid reflux, or irregularity, your gut may be crying out for plants. The soluble and insoluble fibers in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains feed the beneficial bacteria in your microbiome, which helps regulate bowel movements, reduce symptoms of IBS and constipation, soothe the gut lining and reduce inflammatory triggers like dairy and processed fats. 5. Lower cancer risk naturally. It's not fear-mongering, it's science. The World Health Organization has classified processed meats as carcinogenic, while red meats are probably carcinogenic. By contrast, plant foods like cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, kale, berries and turmeric, garlic, onions, and legumes are loaded with antioxidants and phytochemicals that protect DNA, support detoxification, and promote natural immune surveillance against tumor cells. Whether you're looking to prevent disease or reverse it, a shift toward whole, plant-rich meals may be one of the most powerful decisions you ever make, not just for your heart, your weight, or your numbers, but for how you feel every single day. Plant. What a truly balanced plant-based plate looks like and why it works. One of the most common questions I get is, what should my plate actually look like if I'm eating plant-based? And here's the good news. It doesn't have to be complicated or gourmet. It just needs to be complete, colorful, and nourishing. A balanced plant-based meal isn't just about avoiding animal products. It's about creating synergy, fueling your body with every major macronutrient and essential micronutrient in one powerful healing plate. Here's the science-backed breakdown. 1. Plant-based protein, the building block. Think beyond just tofu. Diversify your sources. Lentils and chickpeas, rich in folate and iron. Black beans, navy beans, kidney beans. Tofu, tempeh, and edamame. Quinoa, one of the few plant foods with all 9 essential amino acids. Aim for at least 1 serving per main meal to maintain muscle mass and support metabolism, especially after 50. 2. Healthy fats, hormone plus brain support. Good fats don't just fill you up. They stabilize blood sugar, help absorb fat-soluble vitamins, and protect brain health. Avocados, loaded with potassium and fiber. Chia, flax, and hemp seeds, rich in omega-3s. Almonds, walnuts, pecans. Cold-pressed olive oil, drizzle after cooking to preserve benefits. 3. Complex carbs, energy that lasts. Not all carbs are created equal. The body needs slow-burning, fiber-rich carbs to fuel your brain, muscles, and gut. Brown rice, wild rice, quinoa. Oats, barley, bulgur wheat. Sweet potatoes, carrots, beets. These foods don't spike insulin. They sustain your energy and keep cravings at bay. 5. Fiber plus antioxidants, your body's cleanup crew. Fill at least half your plate with vibrant, non-starchy vegetables and fruits. Leafy greens, spinach, kale, arugula. Cruciferous vegetables, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage. Colorful fruits, berries, apples, citrus, pomegranate. These are rich in polyphenols, vitamin C, and gut-loving fiber, your best defense against inflammation and aging. 5. Fermented foods for a healthy gut garden. Just 1 or 2 tablespoons of fermented goodness can nourish your microbiome. Kimchi, sauerkraut. Plant-based yogurts with live cultures. Kombucha, miso, or fermented soy. A diverse gut equals a more resilient immune system. Grandma, real story. Clara's 180-degree turn at age 58. Clara, a retired teacher from Oregon, had been battling joint pain, borderline high cholesterol, and constant fatigue. Her doctors wanted to prescribe more meds. Instead, she chose to go all in on a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. In 6 months, she lost 22 pounds. Her LDL dropped 40 points. Her arthritis pain decreased significantly. And she said, "I feel younger than I did at 40. My body isn't fighting itself anymore." Clara's story isn't rare. It's a reflection of what happens when you nourish the body with intention, not restriction. So next time you build your plate, remember, color, fiber, protein, fat, and joy. That's plant-based nutrition done right. Busting the 5 biggest myths about plant-based nutrition and how to start with confidence. Even with all the compelling research behind plant-based diets, misconceptions still hold many people back, especially those over 50 who grew up hearing, "You need meat for strength," or "Salads aren't real meals." Let's set the record straight, based on science, not social media. Myth number 1. You won't get enough protein without meat. Truth, you absolutely can, and many plant-based eaters exceed their protein needs. Lentils, black beans, tofu, edamame, chickpeas, quinoa, tempeh, oats, almonds, when combined throughout the day, deliver all the essential amino acids your body needs to repair tissue and maintain muscle. Did you know? Even broccoli and spinach contain protein. And no, you don't need to combine foods in the same meal. It's your total daily intake that matters. Myth number 2. It's too expensive. Truth, it's often cheaper than meat-based diets. Pantry staples like brown rice, oats, lentils, beans, frozen vegetables, and canned tomatoes are incredibly budget-friendly. In fact, many families switching to plant-based eating find they save money, especially when they cut down on processed snacks, deli meats, and takeout. Myth number 3. It's too restrictive and boring. Truth, done right, plant-based eating opens a whole new world of flavor. You're not limited, you're invited to explore. Thai coconut curries with tofu and rice noodles. Hearty Mexican bowls with black beans, corn, avocado, and brown rice. Mediterranean dishes with olives, hummus, roasted veggies, and quinoa. Lentil pasta with sun-dried tomato pesto and fresh basil. The variety is endless. It's about expanding your palate, not shrinking your options. Myth number 4. It's only for young people or vegans. Truth, the best time to go plant-based might be after 50. Studies show plant-based diets support joint health, blood pressure, blood sugar, brain clarity, and weight control, just when many older adults start facing health challenges. Myth number 5. It's too complicated. Truth, simplicity is your secret weapon. Tips for starting. Without overwhelm. 1. Start with 1 plant-based meal a day. Make breakfast a bowl of oats with flaxseed, berries, and almond milk, or lunch a lentil and vegetable soup. 2. Batch cook staples once a week. Cook a large pot of quinoa, brown rice, or lentils. Pre-roast vegetables. You'll have building blocks ready in minutes. 3. Discover new ingredients. Try jackfruit tacos, tempeh stir-fry, or chickpea tuna salad. Add nutritional yeast to popcorn or pasta for a cheesy vitamin B12-rich punch. 4. Spice it up. Use garlic, turmeric, cumin, rosemary, smoked paprika, or curry blends. Spices transform simple food into soul food. 5. Stay curious, not rigid. Read credible sources like the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine or nutritionfacts.org. Follow science, not hype. You don't have to be perfect, you just have to be willing. Even small, consistent changes in your plate can lead to big, lasting changes in your health. Final reflection. Plants are not just food, they're medicine, wisdom, and hope. When people ask me why I advocate for plant-based nutrition, I don't just mention cholesterol numbers or inflammation markers. I tell them about Margaret, a 71-year-old widow who reversed her pre-diabetes and found the energy to dance again. I tell them about Thomas, a 63-year-old grandfather who no longer feared walking upstairs after losing 28 pounds on lentils, greens, and oats. And I tell them about myself, how after 30 years of practicing medicine, I've seen more healing from food choices than from some prescription pads. Because here's the truth. Plants are powerful medicine. But even more than that, they're powerful teachers. They teach us that healing doesn't always come from doing more. Sometimes it comes from returning to the simplicity of what the earth already gives. They teach us that eating well doesn't mean giving up joy. It means rediscovering it in new ways. The crunch of roasted chickpeas, the aroma of garlic and olive oil, the color of beets and turmeric on a white plate, the quiet pride of feeding your body what it truly needs. This lifestyle isn't about restriction. It's about abundance, of flavor, of energy, of purpose. It's about waking up with fewer aches. It's about more steady energy at 3 p.m. instead of needing caffeine or sugar. It's about blood work that makes your doctor pause and say, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. And it's about something even deeper. Compassion for yourself, for animals, for the world your grandchildren will inherit. No, you don't have to be fully vegan overnight. You don't even have to give up all animal products if you're not ready. But every step you take toward plants, every meatless Monday, every veggie-packed lunch, every moment you swap processed snacks for nuts and berries is a step toward healing, a step toward longevity, a step toward hope. Because your plate isn't just a collection of calories. It's a canvas, a pharmacy, a legacy. And the best part? It's never too late to begin. Whether you're 37 or 87, your next meal is an opportunity to nourish your body, respect your values, and feel deeply, beautifully alive. So eat with intention, eat with joy, and remember, real food heals, especially when it grows from the ground.